Good morning, students. Today, our topic of discussion is arches and stacks. Okay, so arches basically formed in headland. What is headland? We had already discussed in our previous lecture that headland is basically composed of more resistant rocks, and that bay is composed of less resistant rocks. So, headland is basically present in the sea. As you know that the waves continues to erode this region. Okay, this is a low tide region and this is a high tide region. When wave erode at this position in headland, they started to form a notch here, and in the upper end there are the line of weakness. Okay, as you can see here that they are line of weakness, and you can see in the next diagram the notch starts to become a cave like structure. This is a cave like structure, and these are line of weaknesses that are formed at this point. Over time, the cave starts to become an arch. Okay, and how does the cave become an arch? When the two cave develop along single fault from opposite side of headland to form an arch. When waves start to erode from the opposite direction, then arch tends to form. Okay, so in next figure you can see the arch eventually collapse. This was an arch, and that collapse because of weathering process. It collapsed because of weathering process, and the pillar of the arch is left isolated as stack. Okay, you can see that this is a stack, and this was an arch before, and now the stack is left isolated. Okay, and in the next figure, due to the continuous weathering process, the stack is reduced to just the stump, like this one. This was the stack, and this is reduces to just the stump. And now we are going to discuss about the beaches. How does beaches tends to form? We had discussed about two waves before. The one was constructive waves and the other one was destructive waves. Destructive waves are more powerful waves. They basically erode a particular region. Okay, and due to constructive waves, the loose material like sand, pebbles, gravel, and shell and coral fragments, they basically decompose from the cliff, and they are get separated on the shore, and they are basically you can say distributed on the shore. Okay, or deposited on the shore. They are get deposited by constructive waves, and once again when destructive wave approaches there, the particles they take away with them, and then they take away into the sea. There is an interesting information that is present in your there is an interesting information that is present in your book, that due to underwater volcanoes erupt so rapidly that they break into pieces of rock, fragments, and sand, and when waves bring these volcano material on the shore or on the beach, they form black sand beaches. Okay, now we are going to study something about spits and tomblos. You can see in your book that waves direction are in this way. This is first of all, this is a coastline that abrupts that bends abruptly. You can see that there is a bend which there is a sorry this is a coastline that bends abruptly, and the direction of wave is in this direction. Okay, you can see that due to the wave direction, they continues to deposit the sediments at this place, and they continues to deposit the sediments in this direction. And in the next figure you can see the due to this direction, the spit rises above water, like here. Okay, and in the next figure you can see that the length of the spit increases. Okay, so because of this way, the this spit tends to form. Now what is tomblos? Okay, when the spit that increases in its length, whenever the spit meets an island, whenever the spit meets meets an island, then they tends to form a tombeau like this one. So this is all about our lecture. If you have any question, then you can ask from me.